Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Metaverse. I am being joined here with X-Ray as well as with Maze. These two are kind of like a thing. Wherever they
Howdy.
go, wherever X-Ray goes, Maze has to. It's kind of a thing. Anyway, but welcome.
It is.
So, how are both of you? How's your days been?
I'm good. You know,
I'm,
I'm fucking.
I'm pretty good. Have a good day.
That's good to hear. And I know
I'm going into
I
details,
I got
but
extra food.
I know I drug you both into VR. Like, hey, you want to do a podcast? And she's like, yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah, I need an excuse
Shit, I
to get
wasn't
back in
doing
here.
nothing
I haven't been in
anyways.
for a few days.
Fair. Anyway, but beyond. If you guys don't know, Beyond the Metaverse basically talks about anything that happens in VR or anything that people experience in VR, such as, to segue right into the subject, memories as well as some nostalgia that happen in VR or just in general that kind of sync up with your VR experiences.
Okay.
I've been planning this for a few months now. It's anyway. But
Good idea.
yes. Originally it was supposed to be based off of the podcast Distractable, but I was just like, okay, I don't want to copy Mark, Bob, and Wade. So why
Yeah.
not just kind of make my own? So welcome. There is no point system. It's just us having a conversation and having good old fun times. The first person I did this
I'm always
with was
down.
incompetent. Anyway.
I cannot make any promises that I won't be.
Anyway,
But I will.
but so anything happen? I'm gonna try to get some small talk in here. Small talk's always good because I don't really know how to segue straight into the subject very well. It's just like, oh hey, here's the subject. Let's talk about it. And there's just like a whole minute of silence.
Yeah.
Anyway, but anything like cool? Anything weird happened to you recently, or like what's?
I mean, I'm hopefully getting a car soon. That's pretty
Oh,
pog. Get my own car. Very first car.
that's awesome. What you getting?
Just a Honda Accord. It's one of my coworkers' daughters is trying to sell their car, so I was like, hey, I need a car. What a coinky dink.
What a coinky dink.
Coinky dink.
Coinky dink, yeah.
What about you, Maze? Anything happen in your life recently? Anything cool?
Not really, not too much. I'm just being a nut job.
Fair. That kid's probably driving you crazy, huh?
Yeah, she's on Thanksgiving break, so
Oh yeah,
driving me up a wall.
Drive you nuts. By the way, everyone, this is being filmed on Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving, both of you. I don't know, a
You
lot of people
too,
probably
me.
don't. A lot of people probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving. You eat food, get stuffed, pass out on the couch for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
Probably what I'm going to do. But since it's Thanksgiving, we all remember like what Thanksgiving's about, being thankful for what you remember and whatever. So what exactly are some memories that like kind of I guess circle around Thanksgiving or like circle around like some of the holidays of your past or like of the current time. You're muted, I think. You can't hear you.
Yeah, no, wait, we can't hear you.
Anyway, but while X-Ray fixes his microphone, what about like what about you, Maze?
Well, I really like to show my daughter how to be thankful around this time and like how to appreciate what she's got when she has it, and before things are gone.
It's good to do that because then you're raising your kid right.
Yee.
Usually around
She's not here right
Thanksgiving.
now. I'm.
Continue. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, you're good, man. Or usually around Thanksgiving. What's up?
But usually around Thanksgiving, a bunch of my family comes together. Like meets up and like has a nice little dinner, or like goes out to eat somewhere. Or, has a lovely
Mhm.
little time. But due to
Yeah.
COVID-19, a lot of people can't really do that anymore due to the
Mhm.
COVID releases and everything else. So recently we were just decided, okay, so let's just do Thanksgiving from home, which it's not the best because I can't go and see my grandparents. I haven't gotten to see my grandparents since I got my job, and I've been wanting to, but I just
Mhm.
can't because I can't get a day off. I have to work there for like a year or something, and then I can get a day off to
Right.
go see them. But I haven't really seen them much. I tried to call. I've called them a few times, just to check up on them, see how they're doing, because they are on the older side, and some things happen. But I just want to be sure that my family knows that, hey, I'm grateful to have you, and I'm grateful that you're sticking around
Yeah.
and you're around. So I'm
Right.
very glad that
Exactly.
you're teaching your daughter, like, hey, be thankful for what you have in front of you because it might not be there.
Mhm. Exactly. And that's not just like a Thanksgiving thing that I'm doing. It's just I try to do it with her as much as I can.
There was
Yee,
one.
I'm having freaking ramen for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm home by
I mean,
myself.
damn, if
I
you
have
really
nothing to
needed a
do.
turkey, if you really needed a turkey, they're over here. It's there for 33 cents. You can pick up a turkey,
Hey.
I can hook you up.
That's all I want is turkey.
Anyway, X-Ray is rejoining now. But there is a memory that I have, and it's the main reason I fell in love with Flamin' Hot Cheetos, actually. It was around
I still haven't
Thanksgiving
had
last
any.
year. Really? They're actually really
Really?
good.
You told me I had to, and I haven't.
They're actually really good. Welcome
Sorry
back!
about that. Technical difficulties.
Yes, technical difficulties. But welcome back.
We're good though.
Yeah, welcome back.
What was the
Anyway,
question?
we're just talking about like memories you have around Thanksgiving, or like memories of like family around Thanksgiving. Yeah, just to kind of tie in like with the holiday and the day that this is being recorded on.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of memories from like just when I was younger. Because like in the past like 5 or 6 years, my family is sort of splintered. Not like in a bad way. It's just everyone moved to different locations. So now it's really only me and my mom. So around these times, I start remembering like back when we all, when it was me, my mom, and my two sisters, we would have big fucking everything, big Thanksgiving dinners, for Christmas, we'd, light up the whole house, fucking huge tree, everything. But nowadays it's much smaller scale because it's only me and my mom.
Mhm.
So those are the memories that come to mind during like the holiday season for me.
Yeah, as I was telling Maze before you came on back, there is one memory that I have specifically that kind of explains my love for Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and that is 2019 Thanksgiving. Was when I fell in love with Flamin' Hot Cheetos. That Thanksgiving, everyone in the house was sick. I'm gonna be honest, everyone in the house was sick. So I'm pretty sure we all had COVID, honestly, for in that 2019 scale. Like I'm pretty sure we all had
Ooh.
COVID-19 because none of us could taste anything at all, and we were just like, "What is going on? Why can I not taste this?" And the only thing I could taste was Flamin' Hot Cheetos. That is the only thing that I was able to taste. Like that is not even a joke. That was the only thing I was able to taste. So I was like, okay, so I'll just eat these because that stimulates something, so maybe that'll fix it. Eventually, it did. So I went ahead and I just ate Flamin' Hot Cheetos for most of that week that I had that disease or whatever. And I fell in love with them, and ever since then, I ended up buying some or just having some in my room, just sitting there, just waiting to be opened and ate. And it brings back a lot of memories since then because everyone kind of was like, "Why are you eating those? Aren't those hot?" And I'm like, "No, you want one?" And I got everyone in the family to try one, and they just coughed their lungs out because they didn't like it because they weren't ready for it. And I'm over here like, nom. And
Yeah,
it's
I
fun.
expect something spicy to be.
Yeah.
When you lose all your taste, spicy tends to be the one thing that can really punch through that.
Like one of the times my grandfather came over and I had Flamin' Hot Cheetos on me and I was eating them in the living room. I was watching YouTube or Netflix or something on the TV, and he comes in the house. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He like surprises us, And I'm over here. I'm sitting here eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Just nom, nom. He's just like, "What you eating?" I'm like, "Flamin' Hot Cheetos." I'm like, "They hot?" I'm like, "Maybe." He's like, "Let me try one." So I give him one. He's a southern man. So he lives out on like a farm and like a big 10-acre yard, like big open spaces. And really, like honestly, I fucking love his property, but. Like he lives and he farms and does all this he's a handyman. He does all this stuff by himself. He believes like if you want a job done right, do it yourself. Like he's one of those old school like cool grandpas. He's one of those cool grandpas you always want to be around. And he looks damn good for 68. Let's be real. He looks like a 46-year-old man at 68 years old. This man,
yeah,
he's balling.
He's doing tremendous.
He's doing pog. Anyway, but like, I gave him one. He eats it. He's like, "Boy, these aren't even hot." 5 seconds later, he goes, "Okay, never mind." It took a little bit for it to kick, and I'm over here just like. You're saying? And it's just really funny because Flamin' Hot Cheetos kind of bonded everyone together for that like little bit, for that like week, and like it just reminds that like eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos always reminds me of that, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
I like when you can tie memories to certain like senses. I have this one thing where if I smell, it's like a specific type of perfume. I don't know like the name of it or anything, but like I smell it sometimes because there's like older people who come into my casino and like they'll be wearing a metric fuck ton of perfume and they come by me and I'm like whoa. But like when I smell that, I immediately reminded of like just like my childhood because when I was younger, I would spend a lot of time at my grandmother's house, and she would wear that type of perfume all the time. So when I was in her house, that's pretty much all you could smell was that perfume. Or when she was like when you were out with her, or when you were in the car with her, that's like all you would smell. So when I smell something similar to that, it just instantly takes me back, just instantly back to my childhood, and I'm like, yeah.
I actually have something similar to that.
So I think
my great grandmother, she passed away a few years ago, and every time I'd go over to her house, she'd have like Loft House cookies. She'd buy Loft House cookies. I even have some right now, like in the other room. Like I have two other cases of Loft House cookies in the other room, and like every time that I like have one, or every time like I see one, it always takes me back to when I'm like sitting in the kitchen, my great grandmother like cooking dinner. And she's like, it's gonna take a while, honey. Why don't you have a cookie and just sit down, relax, watch some television. And I'd always go directly to those Loft House cookies. I'd always directly go to it. And my family always thought it was weird because my great grandmother's like, well, my great grandfather, he loved Lofthouse cookies. He loved Lofthouse cookies. He passed away before I could even meet him, sadly. But what I've heard, he was a really nice man. He loved to mess with people. He loved to like just scare my grandma. It was really cool, dude. And they always thought it was really weird because whenever I'd have one, I'd eat it just like he would. I'd take a big bite right out of the center, and then I'd eat around the entire thing. And he would do that. He'd take a big bite out of the center and then eat around the entire thing and shove the rest in his mouth. And it was weird because I never met him. I never saw how he did it. My mom was like, "Where did you learn to eat a cookie like that?" And like the first time I ever like saw it, or the first time I ever like realized I was doing it, I'm like, I don't know. It just happens. It just do. And my grandma always thought like I was the mini of her husband. Like I was the mini one of the husband. I was like the little mini one. So I was like always the one that she was excited to see, or like the one that was like, always excited to see me happy and jumping around, and it was nice. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to say goodbye, but what can you do? I was only like, what, 14? 15? I think, when she passed. I'm 18 now, so... I mean, I turned out okay. So whenever I have a Lofthouse cookie, it's just...
I just think it's a very interesting concept of, like, memories tied to certain things. What's the name of it? It's kind of like a Pavlov effect. You know about like Pavlov?
Not really, but I understand what you're trying to get at. I understand what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, basically he was I don't know if it's psychologist or psychiatrist. I can never tell the difference. You know, he was one of the doctors that tried to figure out the human mind and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he conducted experiments of like, he basically trained his dog to that every time he rung a bell, the dog would fetch him. I forget what it is exactly, but it would fetch him something because he trained this dog to basically every time he heard the bell to bring him this. I'm gonna say slippers. I don't think it's slippers. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. And he would reward him, and so over time the dog would do this without the reward because he was like sort of, you know, it was sort of just like in his brain now that, oh, bell, slippers. So I think it's like the same situation with like equating memories to certain things, or you know. So I think it's very interesting. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like I find the human mind very interesting in general, but I won't go off on any tangent.
I mean, that's the point of a podcast, man. Like we go on tangents, and that's entertainment.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
I mean, I just wanted to stay on topic. I didn't want to derail the podcast entirely.
It's whatever. It's whatever we can talk about, right?
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
Hell, it's not beyond the mind. It's beyond the metaverse. We can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, I mean, the human mind's a crazy thing, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's the thing. Like, in the last episode, I talked about like Phantom Sense and VR today, and like everything about that, and that's kind of the thing about the human mind. Like, the human mind can do whatever the hell it wants to. Just, it's your body that has to kind of, I guess, control those things in your mind.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word it. English is hard, okay?
It is.
Always.
It's my first language, and I'm still struggling with it.
Anyway, but what about you, Mace? Is it like anything that like brings you back to a certain memory, or like any like
Old, like, empty houses. The smell of old empty houses. I moved a lot as a kid, so I like the smell of empty old houses. I don't know.
so like that new house smell?
Just kind of, but not new. It's like old rusty smell of an old house.
Okay,
I don't know.
it makes a little sense.
It just makes me feel at home, which is weird. I moved a lot.
Am I on the seat? I am. Okay, good. I can actually sit down. Fuck up. Damn it.
Some more technical difficulties. Yay.
I literally hit my forehead on the fucking desk. I hit the forehead on my Motherfucker. Anyway, Jesus, ever loving Christ. Oh no, I hit my I hit my forehead on a dresser. Never mind. Anyway, but nostalgia is also a very like big thing with the human mind, right? Because certain things can like bring you like nostalgia or like deja vu or something, and like deja vu is kind of like a form of nostalgia because you're like, oh, I think I've been here before. Like I remember what happened, just I don't know why.
Yeah, and nostalgia goes back to just like what we've been talking about this entire time, just like being brought back by some random whatever, you know? Like I remember I booted up Halo Reach for the first time in a while, and like just playing through it, like playing through the campaign, messing around in multiplayer, it was just the biggest wave of nostalgia because, you know, that's that was like the game me and my friends played for the longest time. You know, we were absolutely obsessed with Halo Reach. I was max rank and everything. And yeah, and I think like nostalgia can also be like a double-edged sword as well, because, you know, it's good to have those memories, but, you know, it can also bring up the sad parts too. Like again with my old group of friends, you know, every so often something will remind me of like my old Xbox Live friends, and it just like I look back on those memories. I look back on like all the, you know, hours and hours and hours spent together, and they're good memories. They are. You know, I'll cherish those memories forever. But at the same time, you know, they're gone now, and those memories act as a reminder that they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a double-edged sword in some senses.
I don't really have the experience that you have on Xbox, because I grew up with my first ever console, honest to God, was a NES. It was an NES. It was my first ever console. And then I got a Wii, and then I got a PlayStation 2. I've never had an Xbox until just recently. Like, just last year, I got the Xbox 360. So
I only have a Wii and a PlayStation 2 right now, so...
but...
I've had so many game consoles.
Sadly, both of my PlayStation 2s are... they're destroyed. They don't work. I took
I play Need for Speed on my PlayStation 2.
Yes! But, games like Metal Gear Solid, as well as, like, or like games like, you know, 007, Everything or Nothing, or like, you know, those like real classic PlayStation 2 games you'd find on this, just on GameStop shelves, or like just sitting there in the used section at GameStop, just walking into GameStop, seeing those PlayStation 2 games still there brings me back to like my childhood, and just walking into GameStop wondering what kind of deals they have on video games, because I didn't have, like, I'll be honest with you, my family didn't have a lot of money, and we didn't really have the stuff to buy games for me. So what usually happened was, whenever I did like work for my grandpa, or whenever I like did like a chore around the house or something, they like occasionally they gave me money for it. So I'd go to GameStop and I'd find like really cheap games, and there was one game that brings me back to, I think, the summer of 2010. I went into GameStop one day and I found a game called Thrillville. That game was kind of like the free roam third person like roller coaster tycoon game that you've always wanted. And
I used to have Thrillville.
I went like I played that game for hours. I didn't have a save cartridge at all during that time, like from 2010 to 2018, I think. I'd never had a save cartridge. So I played every single game, one run, one go through, one run, non-stop. And I didn't stop until I completed the game. Because I knew if I stopped, then I'd have to do everything all over again.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I think that's kind of why I fell in love with speedrunning, and like the risk of like messing up a speed run, because ever since I was a kid, I was that solo player that had to play a game through the very beginning to the very end as quick as possible without messing up, or else I'd have to restart the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, when I did like Minecraft speedrunning, or like speedrunning in Titanfall 2, that was also a really big game when I finally got my PlayStation 4. Speedrunning those games kind of got me like back to 2009, 2010, and it was super nice. It was just like, this kind of gives me the same feeling like when I played the PlayStation 2 for the first time. So like I wanted to keep that, so I sped run for like years. I sped run for years after that.
Yeah, and I think that's like the same kind of feeling, you know? It's just for a different thing, you know, like I had my Xbox Live friends, and for you it's, you know, your PlayStation 2's Thrillville. It's, you know? And it's so interesting that can like tie people together as well, having like this similar feeling, you know, the same like thing of like, oh yeah, this brings back this memory, you know?
Like I'm pretty sure people play VR chat, and like people play like games like VR chat because it brings back some sort of memory to them that they forgot that they had. Like to me, it brings back like VR chat itself brings back memories of like actually going to school and making friends, or like meeting nice people, going to middle school or like elementary school, meeting friends, meeting people, having some decent fun while also like learning new things. Like that's the thing that I love about VR chat. It's like, hey, you can learn some new shit like out of the blue. Like, oh hey, you want to learn how to do Unity? Guess what? There's a group for that. Like you can do whatever you want in VR chat. You can be whoever you want to be in VR chat. It kind of brings back those memories of like old times, and I think that's what people want. That's what people thrive for, because it's simpler times. It's not
Yeah, I
funny.
think that's the draw for a lot of people to get into VR chat, is that sense of like basically social freedom, you know, getting to get in here, meet new people, you know,
And be yourself.
finding
Shit.
yeah, and you can just be yourself, because you know who's gonna you know, at the end of the day, who's gonna care what you're doing in VR chat? If someone doesn't like what you're doing in VR chat, block them or get the fuck out of there, you know?
Exactly. Like it's as simple as like just clicking a button, or like
Yeah. Just beep boop. See ya.
bye bye.
Bye bye.
Like,
Block.
yo, bitch ass is playing some gangster wannabe music. Block.
Hating on furries for no reason. Block.
Block.
Oh, hey, that's a glass. We're gonna.
Just, you know.
I'm sorry, I'm messing up your set.
Nah, it's whatever.
Whatever.
Nobody cares.
But yeah, I think that's why I'm drawn. I know this is gonna be a weird jump, but I think that's why I'm drawn to video games in general. It's just like the sense of community it makes, you know, like not even just like the wider scale, like, oh, you play video games, that's cool. I play video games, we should be friends. Even like to the smaller scale of like, oh, you know, let's say for example, oh, you like Dark Souls? I fucking love Dark Souls, dude.
Exactly.
Let's sit down and talk about Dark Souls and like connect in that way. And I think that's just the really interesting part about video games in general, that it's like, you know, it's the social interactions and the sense of community that it can make.
That's the thing about like VR. Like kind of what like drew me to VR in the first place. Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of I didn't really have a lot of friends in the past. I didn't really have friends to play with very much. So the people I met online were like my main group of friends. They were the main people I hung out with all the time, every day. And I went ahead and I met those people, and it all started with like YouTube. It all started in 2007 when I got really into the internet. Like, sure, I had friends outside of that, but they barely ever talked to me. They barely ever like wanted to hang out. They had other things they wanted to do, other people they wanted to hang out with, so I didn't stop them. I was just like, go for it. So eventually those friends ended up turning out to be fake, and the only thing I was left with was people like you, my online friends.
Yeah. And I think
That's
that's
where the best friends are, though, sometimes.
Exactly. You know, you meet people that are like, you know, real. Because there's no need to be fake on, or at least for the most part, there's no need to be fake on the internet. There's still fake people on the internet, but for the most part,
Yeah.
there should be no need to be fake on the internet. You know, just be
'Cause
yourself. Find the niche that you belong into.
Exactly.
Let it be the VR community, or like the car community, or like the video game community, or just find
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
mean, the internet has infinite possibilities, and like you just gotta, you know, find where you fit in.
You just gotta find it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently
And when you
talking
do
to a
find it,
wall.
you're gonna love it. I'm talking to my closet, so
Seems fun.
we're good.
What about you, Miz? What drew you to just games in general?
I like games. It's relaxing sometimes. I get competitive sometimes. VR chat, though, I didn't even know what it was when I downloaded it. And I downloaded it and had it for 2 weeks before I talked to anyone. Because I was too scared. But then I made friends. And I like it. It's the socialization that I need without having to do anything or go anywhere.
Truth. Like the main reason I got VR chat was in high school. I was a very shy kid. I was also slightly depressed. By slightly, I mean I had the whole emo look. Anyway, so
Same, gang.
I'm quite literally the e-boy that walked out of high school and got a VR headset. Like, but like in high school, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I got picked on, but I took no shit from nobody. Like, I was the kind of person that tell a teacher off if they talked to me the wrong way. Like, I was like, you want to talk to me some bad way, I'll talk to you the same way back. And if I go to the principal's office, so what? At least I told you off. Like, Legs kind of broke.
Yeah, and yeah, don't worry about that. Sometimes that happens. I have a rare bone disease. Sometimes my bones just do things. Uh, yeah, and I think that's the perk of like the internet in general, but VR chat specifically, is that it can kind of break people out of their shells, because you've got that wall of internet in front of you that makes it a little easier to express yourself and be yourself.
You got that safety net.
Yeah, you got
Be as
exactly.
wonky
You've
and
got a
weird
safety
as you
net.
want.
Yeah,
Like, I had VR chat for how long before I ended up actually, like, switching to VR? I think I had it for, like, a year and a half, 2 years before. I still remember when, the pub, like, the pug when it came out or whatever, that thing.
The Great Pug, yeah.
Yeah, the Great Pug. I still remember that world came out. That was huge around the time I joined.
To be fair, I only joined back in not February. It was a little farther than February. It was like March, April-ish. But I hopped in VR immediately because like I knew like I had been wanting VR for a while because I just thought it was an interesting concept. I mean, this is fucking, this is cool. It feels like I'm here, I'm face to face with you, even though I'm sitting in my room completely alone.
I'm sitting on a very hard floor that the carpet is not fluffy anymore. I've been walking and dancing and shit on it for too long. I've lived in the same house for 11 years.
Hard floor. But yeah, I hopped immediately into VR, and like, it was so crazy that like I want to ask you this after I made my claim, but like when I first hopped in VR, like it was crazy to me. Like it felt like I was straight up like in like the world that they put me in. Like it was crazy. I like, because like originally I was just like, oh, it just seems like a fun little gimmick, VR, haha, whatever. And like I didn't really think it would feel as real as it did, but then I hopped in, put on the headset, and like it was crazy. Like the depth of field, just like it really just it literally blew my mind for the first time.
Honestly,
what about you? How did you feel when you first hopped in?
When I went to Best Buy after my first paycheck, I walked in, and I immediately went to the back because I knew where the Quests were. I knew where the VR headsets were. I was gonna go get one no matter what. I was gonna go get it. So my mother dropped me off out front and said, "I'll park up. You do your own thing." So I walk in, go up, and I find a guy. I'm like, "Hey, I'd like to buy a Quest 2." And he's just like, "Okay, let me go in the back, and I'll be right back." So I'm over there, I'm sitting by the counter, and he's like, so, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I look like I'm in fucking high school. I look like I'm a 10th grader in high school, okay? I am 5'5", fucking, I am fucking, look, young as fuck. Like, if you saw me at my,
dare I say, manlit?
Huh?
No, continue. I called you a manlet. That's it.
Sure. Anyway. I'm gonna have to look that up and put that in the video so I know what the fuck it means. Anyway, but so I'm sitting there, and the cashier comes back with the Quest 2, and he's like, so, where's your parent? Is they gonna pay for this? I pull out my wallet. He's like, the cashier goes, "You're gonna pay for this?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I think just because he thought like I was like really young, I didn't have the money to pay for it. So I pull out my wallet and I swipe it, I buy it. He's like, I get the warranty on it and everything, and he's like, "All right, have a good day." I carry the Quest 2 out, and like a cashier at the front stops me. He goes, "Hey, do you have the receipt for that?" And I hold up the receipt. Because I'm like, young. He looks like a young kid walking through with a fucking AFMAO hoodie on. Fucking. So yeah, it was a hassle just getting out of Best Buy. But then when I got home and I put on the headset for the first time, immediately I felt at home. Like almost immediately, I felt like. Well, okay. I felt like this massive weight come off my shoulders when I first put on the headset.
Yeah.
Like it was like a breath that I didn't know I was holding for years, finally released. Like it was that relief of holy shit, I actually did it.
Yeah.
Like the first thing I bought was Super Hot VR, and I played that game for hours. Like I played the game until my headset was dead. Like I'm not even lying. So after I charged my headset, I hopped in VR chat, and that's when I fell in love with VR chat for good.
Yeah.
Because I used to play on desktop before that, and this is actually when I found this avatar. I found this avatar before I found anything else, because the first avatar world I went into was the avatar world that had this avatar in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this fits me. Like, I looked in the mirror the first time and I realized why everyone with like full body tracking or with a VR headset stands in front of a mirror all the time. It's just that mesmerization of seeing what you are in VR chat rather than what you are in person.
Yeah.
It's that mesmerization, like, holy shit, this is me in this world. But in that world, I look like this.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've never thought of it that way, but now that you put it that way, that makes infinite sense.
Like people get pissed at mirror dwellers because they're like, no, they're not really chatting up a storm. They're not playing the game. But
Hi, you need to come make your chicken.
I'm aware.
Now, like
I'm recording. Sorry for the abrupt cut.
Wah.
Based, where was I? I got cut
Mirror
off.
dwellers.
Yes. Yes, mirror dwellers. Some people get pissed at them because they're like, they're not chatting up a storm, or they're not they're not playing the game correctly, or so whatever. But when you think about it, like, okay, even with people with like full body tracking, or with people like a VR headset, it's kind of mesmerizing to see you looking through the eyes of something that doesn't look like you. Like you seeing, looking through the eyes of something that you know you are using. If you know that you have this avatar on, you know this is what it looks like, but you don't look the same in IRL. When you think about it like that, it makes a lot of damn sense why a lot of people are in front of mirrors all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whenever I join a world and see mirror dwellers, I'm just like, hey, what's up, guys? I don't really be like, oh god, mirror dwellers.
Well, yeah, but I think the people who have like problems with mirror dwellers are the same type of people who like will rag on furries for no reason or anything. Like they just let people do what they want, man. They're not harming you in any way. Exactly.
Okay.
Just let them do what they want. If they want to sit in front of a mirror, stare at themselves, let them do that, you know?
You never know what's going on. Maybe like they're just really unhappy with how they look IRL, and VR chat's the only way they're able to like actually enjoy looking at themselves.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing in the VRC community. Like they're like like so many trans people that use this as like a sort of wish fulfillment, you know? And that's amazing for them. That they can come in here and like, you know, feel like themselves and feel like safe and secure in this body, basically. Not their real body, but the body they've been given in VR chat. And that's dope.
Yep.
Honestly, it's really cool.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's crazy.
Like, genuinely, I just think sooner or later VR chat will be the main game that, if somehow some scientist figures out how to put a human brain inside of a machine, VR chat's going to be the main place people go.
Actually, speaking of that, Elon Musk is actually working on a Neuralink full dive.
I'm sorry, SAO tech shit? What?
Sort of. Right now he's just using it for like medical stuff.
Mhm.
But you can see the steps that can be taken from there.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see, you know, oh yeah, it's just for medical purposes now, but you know, in the near future from that, you know, oh, now we figured out how to, you know, implement it in a gaming sense. And like I for the longest time just assumed we'd never get like anything near full dive VR in our lifetime, but now that I see fucking Elon Musk hopping on this trend and get into it, shit, we might actually see it.
We might, yay, you guys, or the YouTube channel, or like you guys might actually be able to see me like jumping around and running around in VR chat with full body tracking, with no lag, just like, hey, what's going on, guys? I'm actually in it. I'm full diving, bitch.
But yeah, that's fucking.
Oh shit.
That's like, it's crazy to think that we're like maybe 20, 30 years off from that. It's crazy.
It's insane. Because
yeah,
in the last video I posted, the last podcast I posted, by the way, these go up every Tuesday, and I'm just recording this one in advance, so I don't have to do it when it comes around to it.
That's smart.
And like, when it comes around to full dive, it's like, I want it. I really do. I want it. Because when I first found out about VR, immediately I thought about SAO. Like Sword Art Online. Like the full dive technology they created. Or like Akihiko Kayaba created to access the castle in the sky. And that was something that I fucking obsessed over. I mean, like, when I was a kid, I have a very, very, even now, I have a very active imagination. Like, if I really want to, I can go off on a daydream spiel and, like, get lost in it, and, like, have 6 hours pass by and me just laying in my bed. Like, I could live a whole life in, like, 6 hours.
I don't know. I mean,
I think that's why I fall in love with VR chat, because it's a whole new life.
But yeah, think about it like this. Like, think about it. In 2000, what did we have? PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
And flash forward 20 years, here we are.
Literally
in
sitting
VR
in fucking
headsets.
VR headsets. Sitting in front of
sitting
each
in
other.
VR headset. Exactly. So
You're
and
on
now
the other
that's
side
just
of the
20 years
fucking
apart.
United States, fucking.
Exactly. So like, just imagine 20 more years on top of that. Imagine what's going to happen in the next 10 to 20 years.
Next thing you know, it's gonna be Ready Player One, just with full dive technology.
Yeah. I mean, not even. We're at Ready Player One.
We are
The
physically
haptic
at
suits
the
are real.
time. Wait, what?
Yeah, haptic suits are Immortal. Immortal, are you telling me you don't know about haptic suits?
I watched Ready Player One like 2 days ago, and I'm just now finding out that haptic suits are real. What the fuck?
Yes, haptic suits are absolutely real. They're just, you put vests on and they fucking, they bing, 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 bing,
Oh my god.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like to a like specific degree. But yes, haptic suits are a real thing. People play with haptic suits.
Holy shit. I mean, I saw the beta for like the touch sensor suit. I didn't know the actual like haptic suits were being developed. That's fucking nuts. What?
Yeah, they absolutely are. Yeah.
That's
So yeah, we're already pretty much at Ready Player One.
Now the next level is just Sword Art Online levels of
Sword Art. Yeah.
That immersion is going to be nuts. It's going to be insane.
Immersion.
I really hope Sword Art Online doesn't actually happen, because that'll be kind of bad.
Bro, if that happens, I'm just staying in the starting area. Fuck that.
We hanging
I
out.
don't care
We
if I have
getting
to live
drinks.
the rest of my life. Yeah. No, I'll be like one of the dude. I'll just like I'll like become a blacksmith like one of the other players. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
You become a blacksmith, I'll become a trainer.
There you go.
Like, I'll level up.
That's still dangerous though.
Like, off of the bat, I'll try to level up to at least level, like, 50 or so. And, like, after I level up to level 50, I'll get everything I need to, like, make my own shop, get my own shop open, and actually train people in the starting area to go fight. And, like, survive and live their life to the fullest.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. Just thinking about Full Dive is awesome. Like, awesome. Just like.
Just imagine that, dude. Like, imagine something like Ready Player One, but instead of actually putting on a headset and like using an omnidirectional treadmill, those fucking exist too, to move around, you're physically just sitting down in your room or like laying down in your room, putting on the headset, starting it up, and not being able to move and just walking around town.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It'll
I
be insane.
think the most interesting thing is like being able to. It would be like seeing what people do with that as well, because like I'm like even the stuff like just like some of the like worlds I've seen in VR chat, people go like crazy sicko mode with it, and like it's impressive. Like it's really impressive what people do with like the limited resources they have in VR chat. So like imagine, like even avatars. Like I was hanging out with a buddy before the podcast, and he showed me this avatar that was just like loaded with weaponry that he could just like switch out and stuff, and it's like someone like meticulously made that, and like they made it well. So like just imagine like what someone would be able to do with like even greater resources in a full dive situation.
That would be insane. Like you could physically provide weaponry or like provide like stuff for a war in VR.
Yeah, man.
That would violence would become a second hand, honestly. Like it wouldn't be a thing IRL. It'd just happen in VR. Because there's no like actual threat of death. No one has to like go outside
unless, of course,
fearing for their life.
Sword Art happens.
Unless Sword Art happens, and there's actual fear of death. But let's not think of that right now. Let's not think of that.
Ooh.
But yeah, like VR is getting to the point where it's almost becoming a social norm to have a VR headset and be able to just hop in and be that other person.
Yeah.
Because IRL, I'm like
Definitely.
the biggest asshole to ever exist. Like you could walk up to me and be like, "How's your day going, man?" I'm like, "I don't have time to talk. I gotta go." But then in VR chat, they're like, how's it going, man? I'll be like, it's going awesome. How's your day going? Like, shit just switches. How long have we been recording for? Almost an hour.
How long do you want us to record for?
However long the conversation lasts.
That, you know what? Understandable.
Anyway, but you've been quiet for most of the hour here, Maze. Like,
I'm always quiet. I'm just listening.
Put her in the
and
spotlight.
agreeing.
Put her in the spotlight.
No,
Come on,
please
Maze.
don't.
Spotlight.
No.
Come on, Maze.
Stop
Contribute
it.
to the conversation, Maze.
I don't know what to say.
say whatever pops in your head.
I am when it pops in. Don't make me nervous.
Oh, you're fine.
All right, how about this? As someone who has very little experience in VR, what is your like opinion of VR?
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a good way to get people together, and it's a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to advance in technologies and things. I like it. I don't know.
All right, now I'm gonna throw a softball at you. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
What the fuck? Neapolitan.
Okay.
I
Okay.
literally stalked that at
I
work
rest my
tonight.
case. Neapolitan ice
Yeah.
cream.
yeah, we were completely out of it. Like,
You have
dude,
to eat all 3 flavors at the same time.
I don't like Neapolitan
Black.
because I don't like strawberry.
Strawberry is
So,
one of the best.
basically,
ice creams.
I walked into work last night, and my boss was like, "Hey, you got some hell of a lot of work cut out for you in Frozen. 11 is barren." I walk over to 11, which is like ice cream as well as like frozen breakfast stuff. There is nothing on the shelves. There is nothing there. It's
Bro,
like
you
we
guys got
just
raided.
opened and 11 just didn't exist. 11 just, no, we didn't get any trucks in for 11. I'm sorry. We haven't had trucks in for 11 since the store opened 2 years ago. I am very sorry.
11 got Thanos snapped.
11 literally got Thanos snapped. So I had to stock the entirety of 11. By the end of the night, it was stocked full to the teeth. I'm not even lying to you. I fucking pulled my ass to get all that done. The only break I took was my 30-minute because my boss made us Thanksgiving lunch dinner thing. So
Oh,
Really?
that's nice.
yeah, and then I ate that, and after I was done eating, I went directly back to work. My boss was like, "Hey, where are you going?" I'm like, "Back to work." They were just like, "But you can stick around for like 30 minutes, right?" I'm like, "Nope." The one time they want me to not pull 75 cases an hour, I have to pull 75 cases an hour. It was hell. It was very much hell. But anyways,
Oh, yeah, I feel ya.
looks like we are almost about out of time. So, thank you, X-Ray, as well as Maze, for joining me tonight. Thank you,
Of course.
viewers, for watching. Remember, you can find Beyond the Metaverse here on the Immortal Reaper YouTube channel. And, yeah, stay tuned for more episodes, as well as some more VR chat content, because I am going to be making some more content with these people, as well as a few other friends, very, very soon. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Don't get hit by a shopping cart, because you already know that's bad for you. I've said it so many times on this damn channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, keep 100. I'll catch you later.